The BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Awards program recognizes distinguished service to conservation, and the BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Award is one of the rarest, most difficult, and most rewarding awards for scouts or venturers to complete. My name is William Obrachta, and I'm the Council BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Awards Coordinator for the Blue Ridge Mountains Council Conservation Committee. In this presentation, I'll provide you with a brief overview of the awards, their 3 different varieties, and some guidance on how Scouts can go about earning a BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Award. I want to start by making you aware of 2 resources that exist in the Blue Ridge Mountains Council that may also be available in your council. The position of Council BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Awards Coordinator was created to coordinate all award activities within the council. My main role is to promote and educate Scouts and Scouters about the DCS Awards. Scouts interested in earning a DCS Award should first reach out to the Council DCS Awards Coordinator for assistance. As a Scout, I completed a number of DCS Award projects and earned the William T. Hornaday Silver Medal, a previous version of the DCS Award. This experience helps me advise Scouts working on DCS Awards and Scouters interested in starting a DCS Award program in their council. Your council may have someone that's serving in this role, but many councils do not. Please feel free to reach out to me for advice or assistance if you have trouble finding someone to help you. The cornerstone of all DCS award activities within the Blue Ridge Mountains Council is the BRMC DCS Awards Guide. The guide details the entire DCS Awards process, with detailed examples and step-by-step procedures. A link to the guide is provided in the description below this video, and the guide is updated frequently with new information and resources. First, why does Scouting have conservation awards? Conservation and Scouting have a lengthy history, including in the Blue Ridge Mountains Council. The BRMC Conservation Committee oversees many conservation programs in the Council. The committee is made up of Scouters and conservation professionals in all areas of conservation and natural resource science. We manage and make environmental decisions about the 16,000-acre Blue Ridge Scout Reservation, including regulating hunting, maintaining trails, establishing camping policies, and generally reviewing all reservation programs for conservation and environmental friendliness. We also oversee conservation-related awards and the Leave No Trace and outdoor ethics programs. Our highly qualified committee members are experts in different areas of conservation and serve as invaluable resources for DCS award applicants. There are 3 different DCS awards, though this video focuses on the DCS award that Scouts and venturers can earn. To earn a DCS award, members of Scouts BSA complete 5 required and 2 optional conservation-related merit badges, and 2 major conservation service projects, each substantially more involved than an Eagle project. The Scout works closely with the Council DCS Awards Coordinator and conservation advisors, and passes a council-level board of review to receive the DCS award. Venturers and Sea Scouts also complete 2 projects, but complete requirements equivalent to earning the Ecology and Plants and Wildlife electives of the Ranger Award instead of completing merit badges. There are 2 other DCS awards that are awarded by nomination to the National Conservation Awards Committee. The DCS Conservationist Award recognizes Scouters who have made substantial contributions to conservation and Scouting over a period of 20 or more years. Non-conservation organizations and individuals who support conservation programs and Scouting may receive a DCS award certificate. Both of these awards are granted by nomination only and are exceedingly rare. And for this reason, the rest of the presentation today will focus on the DCS awards that Scouts and Venturers can earn. DCS awards for members of Scouts BSA, Venturers, and Sea Scouts require completing 2 DCS award projects. There are significant differences between DCS award projects and Eagle projects, or other conservation-related projects in which your unit may participate. It will be constructive to first compare DCS award projects with the more easily understood Eagle project before diving into the DCS award criteria. The center column lists different features that distinguish DCS award projects from Eagle projects, and the left and right columns show the comparison. Chiefly, DCS award projects require much more planning and conservation expertise, while Eagle projects focus on leadership. To that end, DCS award projects require research, use of the scientific method, an educational aspect for those who participate, and an increasing expectation of more hours put in as one gets older, especially as a Scout becomes a venturer. Eagle projects require group leadership without these additional expectations. Eagle projects typically require more intermediate approvals, though project proposals for both awards must be approved, and both awards require a board of review. DCS award projects are substantially more complex and require much more prior planning and long-term effort than do most Eagle projects. Additionally, DCS award projects are judged on different criteria than our Eagle projects. Those criteria are listed here, including interest, conservation science, lasting impact, project significance, age, hours, and complexity of the project, education component, scientific method, and research. Let's illustrate the meaning of these criteria by way of an example. A common project that Scouts tell me about is constructing habitats for bees. Many Scouts are interested in this project because they've heard about bee populations that are declining, and they feel like constructing habitats might help. To start such a project, you need to be really into bees. A high level of interest ensures that you will still want to keep working on this project after 6 or more months of continuous effort. Next, you'll want to ask yourself, what's the problem I'm trying to address? And is the solution that I'm proposing the best possible solution? Many times, Scouts assume that because something looks like a problem, it needs to be fixed. But there's no way to know that bees would benefit from constructing habitats until you figure out that the bee population in your area is low, that this low population has substantial conservation impacts, and that constructing habitats is the best possible solution. Answering these questions comes down to conservation science, working through each part of the project to deeply research and understand the issue, to show that the issue has substantial conservation impacts, and to justify all of the decisions you made in the project. By the end of the project, you need to be the expert on your project and the conservation science behind it. Projects need to have a lasting impact and to be significant. For the bee project, you'll need to measure the impact that your habitats provide to the bee population. Does this population increase because of your efforts? How can the habitats you created be maintained over time? Part of developing a significant project is putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. The expectations for the impact and the complexity of projects increase dramatically with age. Finally, your project needs to educate the public, to use the scientific method, and to rely on research that you conduct. You might install interpretive signs next to your bee habitats and construct nature walks to educate people about the conservation science behind your project. To demonstrate the scientific method, you might conduct an experiment to determine which bee habitat attracts the most bees, or which habitat location is the most desirable. In doing so, you'll engage in scientific research, both online and by interviewing experts who study bees and habitat construction. In the end, your project will be well thought out and executed in order to have the maximum conservation benefit. The DCS award candidate is ultimately responsible for completing all of the work for the DCS award. As previously discussed, the Council DCS Awards Coordinator provides the greatest level of support and coordination to the candidate. He is always able to answer questions about procedures and conservation practices. Appointed by the Council Conservation Committee, the Conservation Advisor is a professional in the particular area of conservation in which the DCS award project is designated. Thus, you will likely have a different conservation advisor for each project. The Conservation Advisor works directly with the candidate to plan the project and to make sure that it is environmentally sound. The benefiting organization has final approval of all project aspects and often provides expertise regarding the project location or needs, and can be a source of project materials and funding. If desired, DCS award projects can be integrated with EAGLE projects, wherein the single project meets both EAGLE and DCS award criteria. This flowchart presents the recommended sequence for DCS award applicants. The process starts by contacting the Council DCS Awards Coordinator and finding an appropriate conservation advisor for your first project, based on a general idea that you have about the project. It's often difficult to come up with project ideas, and I recommend going to places in nature that you love and searching for things you perceive to be potential problems, or just spending time observing the area. You'll need to find something that you are passionate about. Lists of projects suggested by different organizations are not nearly as useful as is expertise trying to find a problem and a potential project on your own. You are then responsible for completing a short project outline that describes the ways in which your project meets the DCS award requirements, and getting this project outline approved by your conservation advisor and the Council DCS Awards Coordinator. You're then required to use the DCS Awards workbook to plan each one of your projects. Your project proposal is where you really start planning the project. Pre-approval of this project proposal is required, and we also want to look over your project plan before you start implementing the project. After you complete the project, a lot of documentation is required to explain the entire thought process. Think about writing something to fully inform someone about your project who has never been to your site and has no knowledge about your project's area of conservation or the benefits that it might have. After you complete 2 projects and the required merit badges or venturing requirements, you'll then prepare an application to submit to the Council Conservation Committee and be invited for a board of review, after which the Council Conservation Committee will approve your application and you will receive a DCS award. There are 9 DCS award project categories. Each project must fit into a different category, and you can't create any new categories. The project examples next to each category should give you some idea about the scope of these projects. In short, DCS award projects are major conservation undertakings. For example, the LEED Energy Efficiency certification idea involves developing a long-lasting program to certify different buildings in a local government, and actually going through the process of certifying a building on your own. Think about what's required to be an expert in a project conducted in one of these categories. You're gaining the level of expertise that researchers, practitioners, and scientists spend years working toward. It's doable, but certainly a time-intensive undertaking. The biggest part of earning a DCS award is completing the 2 projects. However, Scouts must also earn all 5 required merit badges listed here, as well as 2 optional merit badges. Venturers and Sea Scouts complete different requirements that are akin to finishing the ecology and plants and wildlife components of the Venturing Ranger Award, plus 2 very small additional requirements. Sometimes, it's difficult to find advisors for these merit badges or for the Ranger Award. The Council Conservation Committee can help if you run into any trouble. The DCS Awards program is just part of the work that the Blue Ridge Mountains Council Conservation Committee is doing to promote conservation and natural resource education throughout the Council and the nation. We are proud to have established one of the most successful and productive conservation committees, and this translates into a high level of expertise on the DCS Awards. We strongly encourage you and your unit leader to obtain a copy of the BRMC DCS Awards Guide from the BRMC website at the link below, and to distribute it to all who may be interested in these awards. There's a great deal of support available for those who wish to begin the DCS Awards process or to promote it. I'm always available to answer DCS Award-related questions and to put individuals in contact with conservation advisors. Please feel free to contact me directly with any questions, no matter your council, and I will work to support you. Thank you.